Okay, so Ty West, The House of the Devil, is getting a Blu-ray, a very special Blu-ray release on both Blu-ray and the box set limited edition. 28th of April, it's out. Second Sight Films very kindly sent us this. Thank you very much to AIM for sorting us out with this. Dan is here. How you doing, Dan?
I'm good. I was just admiring that gorgeous bit of box design. I just think it's pretty
We
stunning.
both like this film as well. We haven't actually reviewed this, but I suppose we could sum it up in 5-10 minute review with this release, obviously, because there's so much to talk about, but we're going to do some other bits and pieces on Instagram as well. So find us on Instagram and see the additional content. But yeah, a really nice package.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, not a film that I necessarily expected to get, like, such an elevated release. It's just really nicely put together. I always feel like it's quite a divisive film. There are people that absolutely hate it, and then people like me that really vibed with it and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that has hated it. Is that because it's very retro in feel and catches people out? I mean, it caught me out the first time I saw it.
I think people have complained it's a bit of a slow burn, and then it kind of burns and then it's done. But I loved that. I thought it really wrapped the tension up because it doesn't have a load of kills. There's not a lot in terms of horror gore. It's more about tension and build up. So I think you'll know yourself whether that's your thing or not, but I just love it. I love how it's put together and that retro vibe. I thought Ty West did such a good job on it.
I think it's one of his best. I mean, we talked about Maxine, I think, for the Christmas episode that we put out, and saying it was a little bit of a disappointment in terms of his previous films, but I actually think this is one of his best films for, one of the reasons which you said about, it feels very authentic because it's set in 1983, but it has a 70s feel, and it's very clever because what they've done is obviously they've thought about what people would be wearing in the early 80s, and that is a lot of 70s clothes because they wouldn't necessarily be buying brand new clothes. So I think that makes so much sense because that makes it feel more real.
It does, and it has for me like almost like Lucio Fulci, Dario Argento-ish type feel to it because of the way it looks, the way it's been shot, which you don't get that very often. I just think it looks so good. And again, I think that's probably why some people don't care about that stuff. They just want a good story. But I just think there's lots of other layers to this that makes it quite special.
Reminds me a little bit of Black Christmas as well.
Yes, like the house is quite similar actually, and like the styling.
Yeah, it's just got that feel. It's got that feel of looking round an isolated town, which you don't see many people around, and it feels kind of cold. And obviously Black Christmas was set at Christmas. This wasn't. I don't think it was set in spring, I'm guessing. I mean, it doesn't feel wintry, but it does feel cold.
I mean, Black Christmas is one of my all-time favourites, but I completely get that vibe. The similar kind of someone being stalked, like you say, an environment where there should be loads of people around and then they're just not.
So let's briefly sum up the story. So it's set in 83, and it's a student who's got money worries, and she goes to get a job, and she's got a friend, and a friend actually is Greta Gerwig, who of course has become a very famous director, Barbie being one of the films that she's on. Yeah, so she stars in it, and I think the acting is really good in it because I really feel like these are real people. And little things like we, talked about the fashion and the styling, and you see them sat in a diner having lunch or breakfast, and they've got the Pepsi or the Coke cups that had, and they just look so authentic as well. Obviously what they were using in the early 80s.
I mean, Ty West is just really good at that. Like, he knows the aesthetic, he knows that era, and it never feels like. There are some films. There was one of the Fear Street films was set in the 90s, and it couldn't have looked less like it was from the 90s. And they just kept throwing 90s songs at it to make it to get the vibes.
Yeah,
it just didn't. For this, it's like it just feels like you could have convinced me and said, "Oh, this was filmed 30, 40 years ago."
So Samantha and her friend go to this remote house, and you can tell that some of this crew. I mean, the people that live there, for a start, obviously she's. She's going there to do her work, but it all becomes clear that all is not what it seems.
And I think it just builds from there. And as I said, there's not a lot of like balls to the wall horror, but it's all about like the creeping dread of what's going to happen. Is she going to be okay? What's going to happen to sort of Greta Gerwig's character as well? It really does kind of maintain the interest. For actually, there's not a lot really going on. It's mostly through vibes and spookiness.
And I have to say, the box set, we did the coffee table as well on a separate video, and it's a very similar box in terms of what's actually in it. Again, we've got the book, which contains a lot of really juicy stuff like, description of the filmmaking process. There's no storyboards as far as I can see in this one, whereas in the coffee table there is, but there's a lot of really good stuff, and it's just,
I mean, it's amazing.
I filmed a little bit extra. Art cards.
We're so lucky as horror fans, because we shouldn't expect to get this kind of package, I guess, for actually a relatively obscure horror film. Actually, I think this is pre-Ty West really hitting more mainstream stuff with like X and Maxine and all those ones. So, some really good stuff on the special features as well, including interviews with Ty West and obviously the people involved in the filmmaking process. And that in itself was really an eye-opener for me, because I've seen this film twice now. I'm going to go back and see it again with the commentary, because I haven't watched the commentaries yet. But again, like I say, we're going to post all the extra stuff that we see when we see it on Instagram, so you can find out what we thought of all the bits and pieces. It's a good excuse for a rewatch anyway. I also want to know where the film was shot, because I want to go and find that house, which is my thing. So,
are you going to go and visit then? Once you find out where it is, will you go over?
But the problem nowadays is you find out that a lot of stuff is shot, although actually that's probably easier. A lot of stuff's happening in Europe now. So loads of horror filming in Bulgaria and stuff like that. So who knows? It might actually be closer to home than the US.
For some reason, I'm thinking it's Connecticut. I might be wrong, because I know that one of the actresses was talking about how cold it was when they filmed it. So maybe it was filmed in the winter.
It was Connecticut. Yeah, it's in Lakeville, Connecticut. Is the Ullman House. So
oh right, because I know the lead did have a history. She went to university there, or she went to college where they were filming on campus.
Right. I mean, it looks gorgeous.
Which was great.
Cozy. It's got a coziness to it, this film as well.
Yeah.
Like, I want to own the house as much as it's quite scary. So
I know, I'm the same. It's like Norman Bates' Motel, isn't it? It's like a fabulous looking house. So it comes out on the 28th of April alongside the coffee table release. It's a fantastic film. It really is a vibe, and it's probably one of my favourite horror films. I mean, I think he's such a great director. I've enjoyed X. I've enjoyed Pearl. Pearl was fantastic. It was the best, I think. Actually, X I did love, but Maxine was slightly disappointing.
Yeah, I think I've said Maxine contextually I enjoy, because I like the fact that there's three and it links together, but it's definitely the weakest. Pearl is just next level for me. It's just so good. I mean, Mia Goth is standout.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back. The only one I haven't seen from beginning to end I really want to revisit is The Innkeepers, because I don't think I ever finished. I started
watching it. For some reason I didn't finish it. I think I got distracted, but I'm going to go back and revisit that as well.
Like this, it's quite slow. Like it's one that you need to be kind of awake for. I think I fell asleep during Innkeepers, not because it was bad, but it's not the sort of film that keeps you awake if you're already sleepy. So I will go back and have another look at that one at some point.
So check out The House of the Devil on a special release. Let us know if you're going to buy it, if you're going to partake in the box, and drop the comments down below. Check out Nancy Boys as well, Dan's YouTube channel.
Loads coming.
I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, Phil.